Okay, let's take writing to inform and define. Okay, it says here informative essays come in various forms. Actually, we have 6 types of informative essays. Okay, we have definition essay, cause and effect essay, compare and contrast essay, process essay, problem solution essay, and expository essay. And the definition essay is the common of the informative essay types. Okay, and what does the definition essay do? Okay, first, it aims to explain the meaning of a term or an idea. Okay, for example, your definition of love is patient. Love is patient. So when you say love is patient, you support the definition of love with clear examples or facts. Okay, you may want to give your mother's love as an example and expound it. Okay, and how is the definition essay done? How is it done? Okay, it can be done by explaining a term's attributes, functions, or structure. And it can also be done by specifying what it does not mean, or by comparing it with other members of the same class of words and emphasizing their differences. Okay? So what are the features of definition essay? Okay, number one, it provides information on topics that are not known to a vast majority of readers. So when you want to write, okay, on a particular topic under definition essay, you need to provide a rich information on the topic that you want to write. Okay, especially those information that are not known to a vast majority of readers. Okay, number two, it provides concrete and purposeful information. Okay, why do you write? Okay, why do you want to write that definition essay? What's the purpose? Okay, you know, we are in a purposive communication. It means to say we communicate for a purpose. Okay, so the thing that you write must be concrete and it must have a purposeful information. We just don't write, we write for a purpose. And a definition essay has a clear and focused topic. You know, we cannot afford to integrate a lot of topics in one writing. That would give confusion to the readers. So as much as possible, just focus on one topic, all right, and expound it. Okay. And then the next one, the definition essay presents information in a straightforward but engaging way. So you don't uh, go around the bush. Okay, be straightforward and let it be engaging. That when a reader reads your writing, okay, they would think and there would be emotions that will be invoked as they read your literary piece. Okay, and then the next one is that it uses facts about real people and events, evidences to support information. So we don't fake people here. Okay, we don't invent people, we don't invent events. Okay, we use facts. Okay, we write facts about real people and events, and we write evidences to support information. Okay, and then a definition essay defines key terms and concepts. Okay, and it uses appropriate rhetorical patterns such as define, explain, okay, exemplify, and cause and effect. So when you say cause and effect, okay, cause is the reason why a particular thing happens, and the effect is that what are the effects when that particular thing happens. Okay, so that is cause and effect. Okay, and we have here the techniques in defining terms. Okay, and one of the techniques is etymology. Okay, means to say it explains the origin of the word itself. Okay, where does the word come from? Okay, why was it coined? Okay, what was the purpose? Why was it coined? Okay, so that's number one. And then the number two technique is history. Okay, if relevant, you should discuss the history of the term, okay, its use, and the controversies associated with it. Okay, and then the third one is the cause and effect, which I already explained. All right, the cause is the reason why a particular thing happens, and the effect is the effects when that particular thing happens. Okay, the next one is description. Okay, this lists and defines the component parts. Okay, has something to do with describing. Okay, the next one is the principles of operation. Okay, here you discuss how topic in questions functions, including any special materials or conditions required. And then we have classification. Okay, here in classification, you show how the topic fits into a larger category. Okay, all right, next one is contrast and negation. It shows how the topic differs from the others in the same class. Okay, then we have comparison. Okay, when you say comparison, it shows how the topic is similar to others in the class. Okay, and then we have analogy. When you say analogy, we explain by comparing two dissimilar topics where the second is familiar to the audience. Okay, and then the last one is examples. Okay, here we use examples, instances, in illustrations for our readers to really understand the topic that we write. Okay, so those are the techniques in defining terms. Okay. All right, and then we have here the key elements of definition essay. So we have the introduction, the body paragraphs, and the conclusion. Okay, in the introduction, it says here that like most essays, the introduction paragraph in definition essay should start with an introduction sentence or grabber. Okay, when you say grabber, okay, you should write an introduction sentence that should hold the attention of the readers, that it will entice them to read through or to finish reading the article that you write or the essay that you write. Okay, so every essay, okay, you need to understand and you need to bear this in mind that every essay has an introduction, it has body paragraphs, it can be one, two, or three or more paragraphs after the introduction paragraph, and it has a conclusion. And when you write the introduction paragraph, okay, you should begin with an introduction sentence or grabber. Okay, again, grabber is an introduction sentence that should hold the attention of the readers, that it will entice them to read through. Okay, then it's followed by later on I will give you an example of that. Then it should be followed by a transition sentence. When you say transition sentence, it serves as a bridge from one sentence to another, and you should end your introduction paragraph with a strong thesis statement. Okay, what is this thesis statement? It is often a clear statement of your definition. Okay, so that's introduction. Those are the elements of your introduction. Okay, when you write an essay. Okay, and the next paragraph that comes after the introduction, this is what you're gonna do. The next paragraph or next paragraphs, okay, with S. Okay, it says here typical definition essays at the middle and high school level should include around 3 body paragraphs. Okay, for in America, for middle class or for middle level and high school level, when they write a definition essay, aside from the introduction, okay, the body paragraph should have 3. It should compose of 3 paragraphs. Okay, and each of these paragraphs, okay, should begin with relevant topic sentence. Okay, but of course for tertiary level, you are in tertiary level, yeah, you can have 3 paragraphs as well or more. Okay, but anyway, every paragraph, okay, in the body paragraphs must have a topic sentence. So what is a topic sentence? Okay, a topic sentence contains the main idea of a paragraph followed by supporting details. Okay, so when you make your body paragraphs, let's say you are in the second paragraph, okay? It should begin with a topic sentence. Actually, you can put the topic sentence in the beginning of the paragraph, in the middle, or at the end, but it's better to put it at the beginning, you know, to give clue to your reader the content of that particular paragraph that you have written. Okay, so the topic sentence again contains the main idea of a paragraph. Okay, and it's followed by supporting details. All right, let me give you an example. Okay, let me give an example. This is just a very simple example, a simple paragraph. For example, you write, my father is an adventurer. Okay, so that would serve as your topic sentence. That's the beginning of a paragraph. Okay, my father is an adventurer. Okay, now the succeeding sentences must support the topic sentence. So how did you say that your father is an adventurer? So prove it. Okay, so you have to prove, okay, through your supporting details in the succeeding sentences that your father is an adventurer. So you may write, okay, my father is an adventurer. He does skydiving once a year. He goes kayaking thrice a year. And every week he goes hiking. So those three sentences, okay, that I mentioned are the supporting details of that topic sentence. My father is an adventurer. So that's how you make a paragraph. Okay, in the body paragraphs, apart from the introduction paragraph. Okay, in the introduction paragraph, you should write a grabber at the beginning, not necessarily a topic sentence. But in the succeeding paragraphs after the introduction, you should write, every paragraph must have a topic sentence. Okay? Did you understand? Okay, let me give you another example. Like, for example, you will write an essay about the Philippines. Okay, your title could be The Philippines, a Beautiful Country. Okay, now think of some elements of that essay that could prove that the Philippines is really a beautiful country. Okay, now you write an introduction. Okay, write an introduction. And at the start, write a grabber. Okay, what can be your grabber uh, for that essay? All right, and follow it and write the transition sentence after and end with a strong thesis statement. Now go with the body paragraphs. What are your plans for the body paragraphs? Okay, for example, you want to write 3 paragraphs after the introduction. Okay, so the second paragraph has something to do with the food in the Philippines. The third paragraph has something to do with, you know, the culture or the language in the Philippines. So you have food, language, and then the third paragraph has something to do with the sceneries in the Philippines. Diba? Okay, let's have a sample topic sentence for the food. Okay, what can be your topic sentence for the food in your second paragraph? Okay, the foods in the Philippines are delicious. So how can you prove in that particular paragraph, how can you prove that the foods in the Philippines are delicious? Okay, so you can write actually 3 to 4 sentences to prove, okay, that the foods in the Philippines are delicious. Okay, then after you write that second paragraph, you move on with the language. Okay, but before you move on with the language, you write a transition sentence at the end of the second paragraph so you can go to the third paragraph. And it goes the same, okay, it goes the same with the third paragraph and with the fourth paragraph. Okay, and then you go to the conclusion. So that's it. You are able already to write, you know, an essay. So it's not really hard to make an essay. Okay, and but maybe you would say, but mom, I don't know how to make a sentence. But you know, sentences have patterns, whether in speaking and in writing. Okay, when you write and when you speak, the sentence pattern is always subject plus the verb. Okay, I always say that. I always say that to people who really learn the English language. The pattern, okay, the pattern is just the same. In writing and speaking, it begins with a subject and it's followed by a verb. Okay? Like for example, let's go back to the first example that I gave you. And my father is an adventurer. So there you have my father, which is the subject, and is, which is the verb. Okay? My father is an adventurer, right? So you have their subject and the verb. And then let's move on with the second sentence. The second sentence is, he goes skydiving once a year. So the pattern is the same. You have he, the subject, goes, the verb. Diba? And on the third sentence, what was the third sentence? Let me check it. Let me check it. And then the third sentence is, he goes kayaking thrice a year. So the pattern is the same. We have he, the subject, goes, the verb. Okay, and the last sentence, and every week he goes hiking. So there you go again. You have the he, which is the simple subject, but and every week it's also a part of the subject. So that can be a complete subject, and every week he, or that's a complete subject. The he is the simple subject, and every week he goes hiking. So there you go again. We have the subject and the verb. Okay, the pattern is always the same in making sentences. So I always tell my students in English, to have a plethora of verbs. You should know many verbs because a sentence cannot be a sentence without a verb. Okay? Never. Ano ka, magiging English Carabao ka. Okay? So, kailangan bawat sentence ay may verb para matawag mong sentence yon. Okay, but a sentence can be a sentence without a noun. Like for example, she's beautiful. There's no noun in there. Or without a pronoun. Rennie is a teacher. There's no pronoun there. Okay, but it's a sentence. Wala ring adverb. Wala din adjective. But it's a sentence. But, okay, it can never be a sentence without is. And is considered as a verb, as a state of being. Okay, and there are action verbs like run, okay, but the am, is, are, were, was, those are state of being verbs, or they can be helping verbs. Okay, so the structure in making sentences is just the same in writing and speaking. Subject and verb, subject and verb. And then when you make a paragraph, it's just the same. You have to have a topic sentence and then the supporting details. Okay, that would show evidence to your topic sentence. So that's how you make an essay. It's not really, really difficult. Okay, so I hope this eases you of your burden in thinking that writing an essay is really difficult. Well, in fact, it's not. Okay, and then the next one is the conclusion. Okay, the conclusion here, it says here, the conclusion rephrases the thesis statement. Okay, so where is your thesis statement? You write it in the introduction part, right? At the end of your introduction paragraph. So kukuhanin mo lang yon, yung thesis statement mo na yon from introduction, and put it in the conclusion. And you just make a larger statement about the term, okay, in your conclusion. So that's how you write a definition essay. It's not hard, right? It's not hard.